Hi guys, welcome to my beginner's guide series where I'll be teaching you how to play any video game you want. Today, we're gonna cover Plants vs Zombies. Now, I know why you're here. You want a beginner's guide to beating Plants vs Zombies. Well, you came to the right place, because this is a beginner's guide. As in, I'm a beginner giving you my guide on how to beat the game. I don't even know what this game is even about. So let's not waste any more time because I know you are very much eager to hear what I have to teach you. Okay, let's go. Alright, so after doing the tutorial level, we're now on level 1-2. It's really important that you keep calm, but also remember that, hey, it's still pretty early into the game. Nothing too difficult is gonna happen. So what you want to do now is plant the sunflower. I don't know, here somewhere. Or whichever tile is your favorite, you know? Like maybe one that corresponds with your birthday. For example, my birthday is August 30th, so I'll put it in the 8th column, and since there isn't a 30th row, I'll just put it here. The reason why you want to plant the sunflower first is to have a bit of decoration so your garden looks oh shit, is that a sun? After decorating your garden with sunflowers and pea shooters, great job! That's all you need to do. So sit back and enjoy the show. And there you have it, the first day cleared. You'll want to apply what I just taught you to the next few days. The game will get a lot more difficult later on, so let me just give you a few more tips to help you prepare for what's to come. 1. Don't stress about picking up the suns. You'll always have the opportunity to pick them up later on. 2. Use the plants efficiently to your advantage. You see how I have 3 walnuts next to each other in the 4th row? Because I know it's going to take the zombies forever to get through all the walnuts, I only need to place 1 pea shooter, instead of doubling, maybe even tripling up and wasting my suns. And 3, the positioning of your plants doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, everything will work out just fine. See? Look at mine. I believed in myself and my garden, and that led me to winning the level. As you can see here on level 2-2, things are a little different from before. It's nighttime, which means there's no sunlight. People will tell you to use the sunshrooms instead of the sunflowers, but that's actually not the right way of playing these night levels. You see, using too many mushrooms is actually bad for your garden, as it intoxicates the other plants. Since we're already using puff shrooms here, we don't want to overload the garden with additional sunshrooms. That's why it's always best to use sunflowers at nighttime. We're now on level 3-1, and it's daytime again. And because we just come out of a long period of nighttime, it means today, the sun is at its brightest. This is actually the best time for sunflowers, giving them a huge buff. So what you want to do on this level is plant as many sunflowers as you can. This is Crazy Dave's shop. Now, you might be tempted to buy some of what he has to offer, but trust me, don't do it. Dave is a known scammer, and all of his items are overpriced. You can easily win the game without them anyway. Trust me. The tip I have for you here, don't buy Crazy Dave's items. As you can see here, I've picked up a few new plants from my local Home Depot. Just look at the amount of options we have right now. It's important to not feel overwhelmed, and to take your time and pick out the plants that are useful. But more importantly, pick out the ones that look good in your garden. A few bad choices? Cherry bomb. It immediately breaks when you plant it. Look. See? It did nothing. Bad pick. Jalapeno? Even worse. Look at how it burns an entire row of your precious garden. Just go with the classics, like sunflower, mine, the 3-peater. All great picks to win a game. Oop. You know what I did wrong? I didn't bring the lily pad and tangle kelp. A tip for you. Learn from your mistakes. This is a crucial one that every player must learn if they want to beat the game. Another tip for you guys. Understand the economy. These lawnmowers, they don't mean anything really. If sacrificing them means you're able to build up your economy to fund your 3-peaters, it's all worth it. Because the 3-peater is the best version of the pea shooters. It literally shoots 3 peas. See? Look how many 3-peaters I have right now. It's because I managed my economy correctly. Something I see a lot of people do is place the torchwood in front of the pea shooter so that it can shoot fire peas. But that's the wrong way to play it. The smarter play is to actually put it behind the pea shooter to keep it warm. By doing so, you increase the pea's damage significantly, while also keeping the other plants around it warm. Oh, and I won. I already won this level. You pick these plants, you will win the level, I promise you. I already won, so I'm just gonna save you guys some time and move on to the next level where I'll give you some more tips. We're currently on level 4-1. And look, we have fog now, guys. Because it's nighttime again, remember what I said about the sun shrooms? Too many and it'll be bad for your other plants, so you gotta use the sunflowers instead. However, the fog here actually helps to mitigate the intoxication and the negative effects of having too many shrooms. So you can actually run sun shrooms this time. The tip here is to study up on the environment. If you didn't know better, you would have only used sunflowers on this level, which is very dangerous as the levels are now much harder. That's why it's important to understand not only your plants, but also the environment that you are playing in. Another tip for you. Read the plant's skill description and be able to relate those skill descriptions with other skill descriptions. For example, this plantain. It gets rid of the fog. But what does getting rid of the fog mean? Well, it might seem good because hey, now you're able to see more of the garden. But you have to remember, the reason why you're now able to play with sun shrooms is because of the fog. So getting rid of the fog will limit your ability to play with more sun shrooms. You have to weigh the pros and cons here and find a balance. Is the plantain worth it, even if it means you have to use less sun shrooms? That's up to you to decide. Now, typically, I wouldn't recommend buying any of Dave's stuff because they're all pretty much overpriced, but I will make an exception for one item, that being the cattail. Why? Because cats are cute. Monday left me broken. Split pea shoots peas forward and backwards. Now, you might think this is a good thing. If the split pea is shooting forward, that's great. It's hitting the zombies. But if it's shooting backwards, that means it's going to hit your house. And your house is going to be covered in pea stains. That's not a good thing, because then you're going to have to waste time to clean it all up. You're going to be like, hey, I planted you. Why are you shooting at my house like that? Again, remember the tip that I gave before. Read the skill descriptions. Think outside the box. What is this plant going to do? Is it going to benefit me? It might benefit me, but let's think about the negatives as well. The split pea, it's going to shoot at your house, so you don't want to pick it. Even though we're facing a digger zombie, that digger zombie is going to go backwards anyway. That's why I like to pick the squash, because it can look backwards and kill the digger zombie instantly. And unlike the split pea, it's not going to squash your house. Yeah, you see how good the cattail is? Who's your good kitty cat, huh? Who's your little good kitty cat? Overall, level 4 is pretty hard since you have to deal with a lot of things, from the pool to the fog, but most annoyingly of all, the zombies. So I'll give you a quick rundown of how to deal with some of the more difficult zombies in this level. The Jack-in-the-Box zombies, they kill themselves, so you're good. Pogo zombies, use the blower a couple times and you'll eventually blow the zombie off its pogo stick. And the balloon zombies? Don't worry. They might seem like a threat, but they won't be able to enter your house because they're too high up. If you ignore them, they'll just hover over your house. Just remember to keep these tips in mind when you're playing the 4th level, as it can get very difficult. We're now on level 5-2, and wouldn't you know it, it's daytime again. A great day for sunflowers, right? Exactly. Which is why you should plant as many sunflowers as you can. Alright, we're nearly at the end of the game. The second to last tip I have for you is to not allow the zombies to outsmart you and to do whatever they want. On level 5-7, you'll encounter both bungee and catapult zombies. In order to beat this level, I'll show you how to correctly counter both types of zombies. You see that bullseye thing where the corn shooter is? That's the bungee zombie marking what it's about to take. To counter it, you want to get rid of the plant and the pot before the bungee zombie can take it. You see? By doing just that, you are actually outsmarting the zombie and not letting it do what it was tasked to do. For the catapult zombie, you see how it's hitting the plant at the very back? The way to counter this is to just get rid of everything there. Now it's hitting nothing. Oop. Now we get rid of this one. Okay, now it's hitting the third one. Alright, now I remove it. And now I switch and put my plant back here. Oh, it's the final level, 5-10. The last tip to beating Plants vs Zombies that I want to give you all is to have fun. Remember, at the end of the day, it's just a video game. The only way you will ever beat Plants vs Zombies, hell, any game for that matter, is to try your best, have fun with it, and enjoy the experience. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this beginner's guide on how to beat Plants vs Zombies. I am positive that what you've learned here today will be very helpful in your journey to beating this game. If you want more beginner's guides, consider liking and subscribing. I've got a whole lot of tips to offer. Pause. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.